What's up everybody, Prepared Guy here once again. Today we're taking a look at the Nitecore Nu25 headlamp. This is a 360 lumen maximum output headlamp. It has a 610 milliamp lithium ion battery. It's USB rechargeable and it has a few different modes, including a white light mode and a red light mode. So let's dive into it. We're going to start off by unboxing and then we're going to go into some run times and then beam shots. So stick with me. So out of the box, this comes with the headlamp. It has the strap attached to it. It also has a charging cable and a little instruction manual. Now the reason I wanted to get this light was because it has a 360 lumen output, which is relatively bright, and it lasts a very long time considering the specs for something with such a small battery. On paper, it claims to have 360 lumens that will last for 30 minutes, 190 lumens that will last for 5 hours, 38 lumens that will last for 8 hours, and 1 lumen that will last for 160 hours. That seems a lot of time for such a small battery. The auxiliary is this white light that's on here, and you can get to that just by holding down the primary on button, and it runs the little auxiliary over here that's right next to the red light. So it's red light, and then if you hold it down you have auxiliary. Oops. So that's how it works, and they're both positioned in the same area. You see the red light there and the white light at the top. It also says that the auxiliary lasts for 6 hours and 15 minutes at 20 lumens. And it also says that it has a red light output of 0.9 lumens, which is really not a lot of light, but it's perfect amount of light if you're reading a map at night or if you just need to see what you're doing that's directly in front of you. It also has a high output of 13 lumens that runs for 7 hours and 45 minutes.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
And then it has a caution light, one of the flashing red lights that is 13 lumens and that runs for 13 hours. It also has a 360 lumen SOS and a 360 lumen beacon as well. This is impact rated for 1 meter, which is a little over 3 feet, and it also is it's also IP66 rated as well. So let's jump into some of the features now. So first things first, at the top you have your power button, which turns on the primary light, and that goes into the lowest lumen output. You press it again, it goes off. If you cycle through by pushing it down continuously, then it will cycle through like that. If you hold down the button, it goes into auxiliary. You hold it down a little bit longer, it goes into the beacon mode or the SOS mode, and then you hold it down again. It'll skip over, it will go into beacon. See, now you get the 360 lumen beacon just by holding this button down. So you hold it down a certain amount of time and it will jump into that, it will cycle through on its own. Now looking at the red light button, press that, goes into red light mode on the lowest setting. Then it goes off when you press it again. So if you cycle through by pressing it quickly, it will cycle to the red light 13 lumen mode. And if you go 1, 2, 3, it brings you into the red light beacon. Okay, so now I'm just going to charge this up by putting in the micro USB cable into the bottom of it. I use my own cable for my own setup, but it will work perfectly fine as long as I can get it in. There we go. And you'll see at the top it will light up red and it will turn green once it's fully charged. So pretty cool. Let's see what the beam shots look like.
on the highest red light mode. And I'm like just a couple feet away from this wall here. This is the 20 lumen white light auxiliary mode.
Another quick little mention I just want to make is that you can plug this in and have it charge and still be able to use it like you normally would. And that will give you the ability to plug in a battery bank or have a battery pack hooked up to your backpack or your hiking equipment, and you'll be able to go for hours, if not days, if not weeks, if not months, with the power that's supplied to this little headlamp. So that's just something to keep in mind for any of you that want to use this continuously. I'm going to use it like that sometimes, depending on where I'm going and what I'm doing, and that's one of the main reasons I purchased this light, is I wanted to have that ability to externally charge it while on the go with something like a small battery bank. I have one final test for this light, and that's going to be to plug it into a small battery bank and see how long it takes for it to discharge once it's completely dead and empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug a 5,000 milliamp battery bank into this light, because you can use this light while it's plugged in. We're going to plug it in and we're just going to let it run, and we're going to see how long it runs for. So let's get this done. I'm going to put it on its highest setting at 360 lumens. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to set the clock and do a time lapse. Alright guys, so that light ran for 24 hours on that battery bank, and I kept flipping back and forth to show you the little blue light indicators in the back that showed you what charge was left. There was 75% charge left after 24 hours, but it wasn't 100% accurate because of the fact that there was a lag between the battery percentage and the actual indicator lights. I actually put that on for a little bit longer under the time lapse and just kind of let it run its course, and it ran for approximately 36 hours on the 5,000 milliamp battery. So you're going to get approximately 36 hours if you plug this in. And also I wanted to note as well that it did not stay on 360 lumens the whole time. It actually stepped down to the 180 lumens mode and just would not go back up until I let the internal battery charge by itself. So basically it ran for 24 hours, but I would say the first half hour or so was the 360 lumens, and then it just stepped down to about 180 lumens from there and just ran using the battery bank. And because the internal battery wasn't charging, but it was just maintaining, it was keeping the light on but not actually replenishing the battery on board, which isn't a huge deal. You know, if you need light, you need light, and just to have 180 lumens at a constant 36 hours like that is great in itself. I wasn't expecting a ton out of this light. I got 36 hours with the battery bank. This was actually a $35 light. It's not super expensive. Like I said, it's nice and lightweight. It's a headlamp. You can clip it onto other things if you wanted to. You could rig it some way. It's just, I wanted something that was very versatile, something that was lightweight, something that was small. This is a very tiny little light. It's very light. And as far as the run times went, I ran it at the 360 lumen mode at the beginning of this video. It ran for 7 hours and 20 minutes, which was a decent run time for a 600 milliamp battery. Also, when I ran it on the 20 lumens auxiliary, it ran for 6 hours and 17 minutes, and it was only supposed to run for 6 hours and 15 minutes. So it was just spot on with the run time there. It was nothing to write home about. As far as the red light 13 lumen mode, it was supposed to run for 7 hours and 45 minutes, but it only ran for 7 hours and 18 minutes, and that was short by 27 minutes for the runtime on that red light mode. So I was kind of disappointed with that. I like being able to have a red light mode for a long time, especially with something that ran all the other specs perfectly fine. The white light takes up actually more power than the red light, considering it is 20 lumens, but the red light was only 13 lumens, so there was a little weirdness going on there. But for a $35 light, for a nice little headlamp, I'd say that it's something that's worth throwing in your EDC bag or something, just, you know, to have, just in case you needed it. So guys, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. This video was kind of long. I'm kind of drawing out some of the stuff in here, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys some perspective on this little headlamp, because this is something I was eyeballing for a little while, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, guys, stay prepared.